Naruto is one of the most recognizable animes of all time. It falls into the proverbial big three, which is often disputed as being Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and One Piece, or Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and Bleach. But Naruto is a constant in those big three discussions. It had managed to keep its quality between three iterations of the show. If you ask some people, the third iteration might seem like a flop, but to others it's still an excellent product. Those iterations being Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, and Boruto The Next Generation. But for all of Naruto's success commercially and in the hearts of anime fans, Naruto, the universe, the anime, the story, has a lot of stuff in it that just doesn't make any sense. Let's start with the beginning of the entire series. A powerful fox known as the Nine-Tails attacks Konoha, the village hidden in the leaf, in the Land of Fire, one of the 5 great shinobi countries in the ninja world. In response, the leader of Konoha and the 4th Hokage, Minato Namikaze, seals the fox inside the body of his newborn son, Naruto Uzumaki, making Naruto a host of the beasts. This cost Naruto's father his life, and the 3rd Hokage returned from retirement to become the leader of Konoha again. Naruto is often scorned by Konoha's villagers for being the host of the Nine-Tails. Due to a decree by the 3rd Hokage forbidding any mention of these events, Naruto learns nothing about the Nine-Tails until 12 years later, when Mizuki, a renegade ninja, reveals the truth to Naruto. Naruto then defeats Mizuki in combat, earning the respect of his teacher, Iruka Umino. So that's basically the plot of the very beginning of Naruto. A lot of other things happen, but from the very start, it makes absolutely no sense. I have a theory that the writer of Naruto, Masashi Kishimoto, when first starting the series, at no point intended Naruto's father to be the 4th Hokage, and then, throughout the series, eventually decided on it. Naruto is treated like shit in the beginning of the series. The villagers hate him. He lives by himself in an apartment. Even the 3rd Hokage, after making this decree to not talk about these events, doesn't treat him well. But why? All because he holds the beast that attacked the village inside his body? He was a baby when that decision was made for him. It wasn't his fault. It's not like he actively chose to have the beast put in his body. Also, his father was basically the king of the village. The Hokage is essentially the king of the village. Imagine in real life if there was a king who died fighting for his country and had to sacrifice a part of his son's life to protect the village or the country moving forward. Would the people of that country then go, fuck that guy's child though, he died for us, but fuck his child, I want his child dead? It's so illogical, it boggles the mind that anyone believes that initially the plan was to have him beat Minato's child. I refute that. The next thing that doesn't make sense are the families in the village. A lot of the families in the village are broken up into separate clans. These clans have very distinct ninjutsu, appearances, histories, and even clothing styles. But for such a tight-knit community, you never see anyone from outside of the clans in the clan. And what I mean by that is, you never see anyone married into the clan. Up until Boruto, all of the people in Naruto kept to their respective clans pretty religiously. Uchiha with Uchiha, Hyuga with Hyuga, and etc. Essentially what that means is the Hidden Leaf Village is rampant with incest. Just cousins and brothers and sisters going at it to keep the bloodline pure. I don't know what kind of hidden ninjutsu is done to prevent birth defects, but I know someone at the head of these clans has to be a master at that ninjutsu. Also, going to ninja school in the Hidden Leaf Village is essentially the real-world equivalent of going to regular school. There are multiple classes of students going through, graduating each year, becoming Chunin, Genin, Jonin, and other levels, and then eventually going into the ninja world to serve whatever role they end up serving. What doesn't make sense at all about this is, 1. Based on just pure numbers, the Hidden Leaf Village should be a lot more populated than it is, or at least a lot more populated than it appears to be. Overall, the Hidden Leaf Village appears very contained. I don't know if they have some kind of child law like China, where you can only have so many children. It does appear that way though, since most families only have one child. But just based on the fact that ninja school is supposed to serve as regular school, we should be seeing a lot more generation of ninja pass through. There's a huge bias to the main characters, which makes sense. In any product, they're going to focus on the main characters. But the premise of Naruto basically establishes that there's someone a year behind Naruto, and a year behind them, and a year behind them, who is also going to be going to ninja school, who's also going to be going through the Chunin exam, who's also going to be dealing with all the things that Naruto dealt with to get to that level, but we never see those characters. It's such a bizarre gap. Think about this. Who is between Konohamaru and Naruto's class? There should be a couple of individuals, shouldn't there? At the very beginning of the series, Konohamaru is 8 years old and Naruto is 12 years old. That means there should be 3 to 4 classes of ninja in between them who should be coming up directly after Naruto, trying to become the best or become the Hokage or whatever their own personal goals are. We should see a lot more ninja, but we just never do. And then all of a sudden in Naruto Shippuden in the war arc, all these no-name bastards show up out of nowhere. Where have you guys been this entire time? But that's enough about the core premise of Naruto. I feel like that already has put some ideas into your mind as the viewer as to, hold on, what else is weird about Naruto? I want to go next into ninjutsu that are just completely fluid in what they're able to do. Rasengan is one of the most popular ninjutsu from Naruto. It seems to be the only move Naruto knows anymore, but it is widely inconsistent. This is a basic description of Rasengan from the Naruto wiki about what it can do and how powerful it is. Jiraiya describes the Rasengan as stronger than the Chidori, a statement that Sasuke Uchiha concurs with after comparing the damage caused by the two attacks. On contact, the Rasengan grinds into its target, propels them along the Rasengan's trajectory, either away from the user or into the ground beneath them, and at some point bursts, causing severe damage at the point of contact. That description of the Rasengan fits how we first saw it. When we first saw it used by Naruto against Kabuto, it grinded into his body, searing his clothes and his flesh. Makes sense. But after that, in use, it went from being a move that bored into the enemy to just kind of pushing them away and maybe damaging them if they were weak enough to be damaged by it. It was wildly inconsistent. Used in the war, it redirected the Raikage's arm as opposed to grinding into the arm. Used by Minato against B and A, it just pushed B away. It's like they just gave up on having a consistent idea about what Rasengan does. But we're not even done yet. The Rasen Shuriken, which is a wind-style move, basically adding the wind element to Rasengan, was nerfed even worse than the Rasengan was. Let's look at the description of the damage of the Rasen Shuriken. After traveling a certain distance or colliding with a target that it can't slice through, the central sphere of the Rasen Shuriken detonates, producing a vortex of wind in the immediate area. Within this vortex, countless microscopic wind blades are created, so many that even the Sharingan can't count them all. The wind blades pierce every cell in the body, disconnecting them from the chakra circulatory system and so preventing them from providing their physical energy to the chakra creation process. Because of this, the target loses their ability to create and mold chakra, damage which cannot be healed by medical ninjutsu. Tsunade likens the damage to poison and warns that if the damage is great enough, those affected by it won't be able to use jutsu again. When Naruto used the Rasen Shuriken against Kakuzu, it had this exact effect. It shattered all of his chakra points and he couldn't do anything anymore. After that, it never did that shit again. And the only explanation for that is Naruto then went on to fight more powerful enemies and never had it do enough damage to sever chakra points again. He just forgot how to do that? Or is Naruto weaker than all of his enemies he's fought? And so, how did he beat them? By the power of being the main character? Are we now admitting that Naruto literally only beats people because he's the main character and not because of any of the jutsu that he knows? That's a depressing sentiment. Finally, another super inaccurate jutsu, Amaterasu. Again, from the wiki, Amaterasu produces black flames at the focal point of the user's vision. In most situations, this makes Amaterasu impossible to avoid. However, techniques of extreme speed allow the avoidance or interception of the jutsu after it's been cast. Once created, the flames will not stop burning until their target is completely incinerated. The flames cannot be extinguished with water, the passage of time, or any other normal methods. Only the user can put the flames out. Said to be the fires from hell and to burn as hot as the sun itself, Amaterasu burns any material, other flame included, until nothing but ash remains. I don't think I've ever seen Amaterasu successfully kill anyone. It seems woefully ineffective. It seems like it's more of a jutsu that you use to let people know that you can and that they should be afraid of your visual prowess. I mean, even in Boruto, when Sasuke attempted to use it against Jigen, before he even absorbed Amaterasu, it didn't even burn his clothing. It just seems woefully overrated. All this to say, Naruto is still a great series. It's still a really solid series. Thanks for watching. Behave yourself.
Don't get caught for puss. Don't die for nyash. We slide and crash. 16 don't write and clash. 16 don't battle rap. She got the whap and a whap. What